Hi, folks. My name is Virginia Byrne. I'm an associate professor in the Higher Education Student Affairs program at Morgan State University, and I am also the director of the master's program. I'm excited to talk to you about what it's like to be a non-degree seeking student and some of the aspects of that process. So I'm going to do a quick overview here. So, um, forgive my slides are like images today because I know we're looking at a lot of different um, links. So, quick overview about the Higher Education Student Affairs program at Morgan. We are a researcher, practitioner, scholar focused program. So we're working with folks who are going into research, but also folks who are trying to advance their practitioner careers. We love a scholar practitioner, and we prepare folks both through the Masters of Arts program and the PhD. We are the oldest higher ed program at an HBCU, and a strong program that I love being a part of, and I'm excited for you to join us in the future. So the Masters of Arts program is focused on early career folks or career changers or mid-career professionals that need a master's degree to move on to the next stage in their career. The PhD, also known as the Doctor of Philosophy in Education with a concentration in higher education leadership, is a more advanced degree for folks who have at least 2 to 3 years of professional experience in higher education or student affairs, and an interest in doing very specific research and scholarship on an aspect of higher education student affairs. And maybe they have goals to stay in a more advanced practitioner role, like a VP or a dean, or maybe they're looking into being a researcher or a faculty member. We welcome all types of students like that. Um, the Higher Education Student Affairs program is staffed by 7 full tenure track and tenured faculty members. Dr. Frim Ampow is our department chair and also a full professor. I am the master's program director. Dr. Julio Fregoso is an assistant professor in our program. Nia Grimes. Dr. Nia Grimes is also an assistant professor. Assistant professor, Dr. Jordan Harper. Associate professor, Dr. Steve Mobley Jr., and full professor, Dr. Sean Robinson. So the courses taught in our program are all taught by us. We also support and advise doctoral students, serve as dissertation chairs, do research, have grants, where you'll see us at ACPA, ASH, ARA, NASPA. Um, we would love to meet you. We are the faculty of the Higher Education Student Affairs program. So when I talk about the classes you can take in our program, it will be taught by one of us. We teach all the higher ed programs, all the courses for the master's and the PhD. So this is specific about non-degree seekers. So non-degree seeking students are students who are not formally in either of our programs, but are registered as a graduate student at Morgan State University. So this is allowed because you're only taking 1 to 2 courses. You can take a max of 2 courses in any particular degree program at the institution without enrolling or applying to the program. You apply directly to the School of Graduate Studies as a non-degree seeking student and say, I just want to take 1 to 2 classes to see if this is right for me. I think non-degree seeking is a great way to explore if you want the degree, if you have time for it in your life, if you just have a particular interest and you just want to explore more. I did a non-degree seeking path before I started my PhD because I didn't know if I was ready for it, if I had the writing skills, and I also didn't know if I could fit it into my full-time life. So I took a couple classes and used my tuition remission from my institution to do it. And so this is a thing we see often. Folks use their tuition remission, they take 1 to 2 classes, they see if it's right for them, and make a decision with that information. Non-degree seeking, however, is only eligible for folks who are U.S. citizens or permanent residents. Um, you must have completed a bachelor's degree previously from an accredited institution, and your undergraduate GPA must be a 3.0 or higher. However, if you're right on the cusp of 3.0 as a cumulative GPA, you should still apply and explain that in the special information. So anyone can apply to be a non-degree seeker if you meet that eligibility. Doesn't matter what your bachelor's is in. It could be in physical education. It could be in chemistry. It doesn't matter. You don't need prior work experience. Um, You just need to have a minimum GPA, and then you apply to the School of Graduate Studies as a non-degree seeking student to take 2 classes in our program. The application, again, coordinated by the School of Graduate Studies, not by us. You upload your official transcript and an application fee of $50. They'll want more information about you, but it's not as labor intensive as applying to a graduate program. The deadlines are a little odd. So if you want to take a class in spring or summer, your application is due January 8th. If you want to take a class in fall, your application is due August 1st. So today I'm going to talk about classes you could take in spring of 2026, summer of 2026, or fall of 2026. And those are your due dates. So January 8th or August 1st. And again, a lot of folks use their tuition remission to pay for these programs, or to pay for these courses. Um, Tuition remission at any University System of Maryland school, private institutions that use professional development money, lots of options. Um, these folks, non-degree seeking students, are not eligible for any type of graduate assistantship, however, because you're not in our program. So here quickly are some classes that we would recommend non-degree seekers take. I do not recommend folks take advanced methods courses or the core courses that you would want to take if you did our program, because you want to take your core courses with your cohort, your friends. This, we're offering like fun electives, intro classes, um, or things that will be useful, but you don't need to have prerequisite knowledge for. I really want to set non-degree seekers up for success. Um, and so I've selected some classes here that I think a non-degree seeker would be successful in. So these are 3 spring courses um, that we'd love to see non-degree seekers join. Finance and budgeting in higher education, organizational theory and management in higher education, and counseling and student affairs. These are all taught by those faculty members I identified earlier, and all these courses are on Zoom in the evenings. So that's a thing to know about our program. We really cater to working professionals and people who have a lot going on in their lives. So you're going to see that all of our classes are in the evening, either the early slot, which is at 4:30 to 7:15 p.m., or the late slot, which is 7:30 to 10:15 p.m. Um, Monday through Thursday, you meet once per week, and our classes are on Zoom mostly. Um, we've all been teaching on Zoom for a long time, and we're pretty good at it. Um, so I hope that you know that this is not boring, and there's going to be lots of there's a max of 15 people per class, and so you'll be in there with other master's students, PhD students who are in the program, and you can get to know what our program's like from them. So those are spring. Summer, we've got 2 great courses coming up. Abolitionist Practices in Higher Education by Dr. Nia Grimes. She wrote a textbook on this and just excellent. She's also going to be presenting on it at ACPA. And then Art and Science of Portraiture. So that's a methods course. So that's a really advanced doc course. But if you're interested in research and storytelling, that Art and Science of Portraiture course might be interesting to you, taught by Dr. Jordan Harper. Then in the fall, we don't have the times solidified for these yet, so I didn't want to advertise them. But we've got 5 great courses: assessment and evaluation methods in student affairs, student development theory, contemporary college students, legal issues, and urban special mission institutions and overview. All of these courses are primarily taught in Zoom. For these fall courses, you will come to campus once the first Friday of the semester for an in-person meeting, but otherwise they're all on Zoom. And I teach the contemporary college students class if you want to come take my class in the fall. So that's a quick overview of what we recommend non-degree seekers take. Again, all this information is presented both in our FAQ, which is available on our website, and in the School of Graduate Studies overview page. So I know that this website can be a little confusing. So on the School of Graduate Studies page, you go, see, it already jumps around. Go into application process, and I recommend just opening all of these up. And then you can come through and you can Control F or search for the non-degree seeking information and the non-degree dates. So you can see all those dates again: January 8th for spring or summer, and August 1st for fall. And if you have any questions, you can always email me. I'm Dr. Virginia Byrne, virginia.byrne@morgan.edu. Thanks so much.